interesado rin, well, let's face it, I'm sure agree rin siguro iba sa inyo na interesado pa rin sila talaga sa chismis, sa mas iba pang mga kwento. Sinasabi nyo nga, unlimited to ang iyong stand for truth. So, gusto nyo rin bang alamin ang love life ni Joyce Green? Sino ba si Richard? Na pag magsalita siya, parang ang gwapo-gwapo niya. So, gusto nyo ba malaman yung love life niya? Mga ganun ba o urirating din niya yan? Yung mga ganyan?
Well, sir, hi, sir. Ako po, I'm Gerald. I'll stand up for truth. I came from the vlogging scene. I'm a pop culture vlogger, so I cover movie premieres. Pero before that, I've also covered serious stuff like Maguindanao Massacre and other hard news. So, pero ito po kasi, mas nakikita po natin na kung magko-cover man tayo ng entertainment, malaman po siya kakaiba at hindi na po yung uri po ng pagbabalita na masasabi po natin na medyo personality based. So, mas malaman po kung
in-depth siya.
Kung tukol po ito sa film industry po natin kasi ako po namulat din po ako sa mga challenges po ng mga big players, yung movie industry natin when it comes to film distributors, how a local film should earn or market, marami po tayong debate sa mga. Pero definitely,
nag-react si Kuya Lar.
Ay, hindi ko na.
Hindi ko pa sa pag-report ni Kuya Lar.
Yeah, so, ito yung aim natin na maiba po yung stand for truth when it comes to content. Kasi kung pareho lang po yung ilalabas po natin balita, bakit pa po tayo nagkaroon ng news kasi? Salamat po.
Good luck. Good luck. Yes. Sino pa? Sino pang pwede? Yes. Pwede namin i-pick up.
Wala kami nakitang bago.
At baka may pick up na tayo sa Sino pa? How about sa lifestyle? Kung sino ba? Or politics? Okay.
Hi sir, so my name is Shai and I started out as a lifestyle vlogger and vlogger talaga. So even the audition video that I submitted, medyo the topic was yung mga ITAS, pero yung pagiging nila, nag-aaral sila ng football para makakuha ng scholarship in college. So medyo sports lifestyle, but at the same time may community. So feeling ko po kung magle-lifestyle kami, mga reporters, lifestyle, yes, enjoyable, yes, pero may, yun nga po, sabi ni Gerald, may lalim. So we'll try to look for like mga compelling stories within fashion, within music, within relationships. Hindi naman po kami iiwas doon kasi relevant naman talaga sa mga bata. Yun lang, gusto lang namin na mas marami pa kaming mabigay or ma-import. Para pag nanood sila, kahit short lang yung newscast namin, may mapupulot silang takeaways. Yes.
Okay. Sa music, sino? Si Joyce. Sa politics, meron din. Okay. So, medyo light lang sa inyo. Okay, thank you. Hey, Richard, 15 minutes lang so paano tumasiksik sa isang 15-minute news program? Ipag ganun ka lalim yung mga gusto nyo ilalabas. Kayo po, kayo.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Ardo Miravalles.
And
So I've been in the media and entertainment industry for, I guess, the past 10 years.
Okay.
I've been writing, I've also worked in corporate side. With regard to your question of like, how is it going to look like? I know it's 15 minutes. The segments are going to be faster paced in terms of the way that we report it. The idea behind it is not to flood the audience with so much information, but to pace it in the way that millennials are consuming information and content right now. As Atom said earlier, we're in the competition not just for eyeballs but for attention as well. When you look at it, ang kalaban talaga namin dito is tulog ng mga audience namin. Gusto namin talaga makapture namin yung parang anytime na they want news or they want features and that they want it from a platform na readily accessible, then this is what they're going to look for. So ang segments niya talagang, again, all of us believe na kailangan malalim. Walang hindi masyadong fluff.
Siksik.
Siksik. Talagang makikita nyo mabilis ang pag-ulat or mabilis yung storytelling, but at the same time, hindi siya nakakalunod at saka hindi siya nakaka-overwhelm. Alam naman namin yung target merkado namin na mas bata, gusto nila maraming nakikita. We see that through all the trends na it's not going to be I would call it a monolithic or dinosaur pace like of storytelling. And you're gonna see that the pace is going to be very, very nice, and the pace is going to be something that's very attractive for the audience. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, good luck ulit.
Yes, thank you for wishing us luck, and
Medyo, well, stand for truth, ano. Once and for all, Richard, medyo na-curious na kasi ang ilan sa amin sa mga netizens na recently, parang, I hope you don't mind, mabuting sagutin mo rin, you were bashed dun sa isang event. Medyo vague lang yung buong kwento. Pwede mo pwede mo lang maparating sa amin. Hindi na yata tuloy yung event na yon, pero mukhang na tinira ka ng gusto. Ano to?
The question is vague also. So I'm trying to-
yung debate na
With the-
oo.
is our policy the person that should not be named, the kind of like that? Well, the thing is this, just cut the short story, I've written a lot of clarifications, right? So, I come down from Pulag for my birthday, and Baguio is my town, right? So I open the news and the next thing I see is there's not going to be a senatorial debate between the two major camps, right? And I was extremely frustrated because I feel this is the most important elections we're going to have in generations. Not only in terms of the number of people who will participate in this, which is going to breach the 50 million kind of number, but it's also in terms of implications that these elections will have for Philippine political system. Not to mention thousands of people dead, among other things, right? And yet, we cannot even have a decent debate among people who want to be our senators, for heaven's sake, right? People are going to be the guardians of our Republican Constitution. So in that moment of exasperation, I just went live on Facebook and said, you know what, you guys were asking for a debate with me for 3 years, you have been trolling me, let's have this, right? And then the other side seems to be very excited, right? So that's it, we move forward. Now,
Sorry, is it true na may fee? There's a fee doon sa...
right, so we're still finalizing things. There's not even a formal kind of poster yet, even debated on that. Any fee that will be raised from the tickets will actually go straight to people of Marawi, and we're going to have a very transparent auditing here. We're not doing this for money or anything like that. We don't need this. Actually, the original plan was doing in Davao, in a university, but we had certain issues with logistics. We really love to do that, so we just suggested, because this is it, my bigger plan, maybe I'm just already ruining it, is to create some sort of our model is Politicon in the United States, whereby we bring thinkers and media personalities from complete different sides of the political spectrum, right? And let them go ahead so that people can understand what is at stake, right? And which view is more substantive and much more, appealing and appropriate for our country. Parang feeling ko dito sa Pilipinas, wala tayong counterpart na ganito. Everyone is in their own silos, nag-rant, nag-aaway, etc. And I feel that if there's no conversation between different sides, this polarization is just going to reach a carcinogenic level, right? This is the fear I have in terms of our discourse, right? So I felt it's time for someone to come in and bring different sides together. My problem, and this was my probably tactical mistake, was I wanted to also make it clear that this is not like side A versus side B, that actually I'm coming in here as a thinker, right? As someone who wants to bring facts, not someone who's going to bring some partisan agenda versus another partisan agenda.